You're listening to Power 750 WAUG and online at power750.com. If you're looking for affordable health and insurance coverage, well then give Jonica Rowland of the Rowland Group a call. She's here to serve families, individuals, and small businesses. Contact her at 919-719-7211 or at 919-539-2492. Once again, contact Jonica Rowland of the Rowland Group. Welcome once again to another edition of the Babethomherman Show with your host, Herman Thomas. And I certainly hope that you are enjoying your early morning coffee with Babethomherman. First of all, I'd like to wish each and every mother a happy Mother's Day, which is on tomorrow. So today's show is it's going to be a little bit about sports, but a little bit of humor because this day for myself, tomorrow will not be such a great occasion because my mother passed many years ago, and certainly a lot of you all listening may have a mother or grandmother that's no longer here on earth with us, other than inside of our hearts, which is a great thing. The memories are great, but still, no matter what anyone says, there's just a certain part that feels like it's missing on this very special day. I want this day to people that may have lost a loved one, a mother, grandmother. I want this to be a show that you remember, it can make you laugh. And for those who mother and grandmothers are still living, I also want to add some humor into your day as well. So to top it off, to start it off on today's show, remember if you missed past episodes, you can feel free to go to my YouTube channel at Babethomherman. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter at Babethomherman. And if you have a personal message that you may want to send me, I'm going to keep it simple. Send it, of course, to who else? Babethomherman@yahoo.com. Also, in particular, if those who have been listening to my show know I don't go too much on recapping because, like I tell you, news which may have been on yesterday is old by noon of the next day. I'm going to say that once again. News that was relevant on yesterday, by the next day is old news. New news comes up. So by the time I start quoting scores, giving you scores of games, a new game probably will be beginning in a couple of minutes or an hour or so. So it's not really that relevant. Now, on a happy note for local Josh Hamilton of the Major League Baseball, Texas Rangers had a great day. Josh, of course, from a Raleigh native, Athens High. On Tuesday night, he helped his team, the Texas Rangers, defeat the Baltimore Orioles, defeated them 10-3. Josh, of course, this was a record-breaking day for him. He became only the 16th player in Major League history to hit 4 homers in a game. Once again, he became only the 16th player in Major League Baseball history to hit 4 homers in one game. So once again, I just want to show some love to Raleigh native Josh Hamilton for that great game, that great night he had on Tuesday night. Certainly one to go in the record books. As always, he's very humble young man. All of us know the story. I'm not going to keep going back into a person's past. I'm not very judgmental. We know the mistakes he has made in the past. I forget about those and just remember the remarkable person he is presently. We all make mistakes. That's what my grandmother used to always tell me. We all make mistakes and learn from the mistake. Don't let the mistake kill you. Learn from it, grow from it, and move on. And certainly this young man has done that, and he's done it very well. Also in NBA action, go to NBA.com to keep up with the playoffs. Also with Major League Baseball, you can go to MLB.com. That's MaryLarryBob.com. Also minor league baseball, that's MILB.com. Once again, that's Mary Ingles, LarryBrown.com. So to keep yourself updated into that and going back to NBA basketball, a lot of people I notice like to do power rankings, what order you think a team is in the playoffs or during the season. Mine's not going to change. Certainly I don't care too much about 2, 3, 4, and 5. If I'm doing a top 5, I'm going to concentrate on number 1. It won't change. It doesn't change how I felt going into the playoffs. The Miami Heat seem to be well on their way of making at least the NBA Finals, if not winning it all. Like I stated last week, I think it's theirs to lose. It's theirs. It's theirs. The players, they have certainly a trio of players that can help them win, led by Dwayne Wade and LeBron James, and also Chris Bosh. So they have the three main ingredients that it can take, or that it takes, to build that championship team. They came a little short last year, but I don't see it happening this year. I could be wrong. The only team I really think could give them a run with their youth would be the Oklahoma City Thunder. I almost forgot. I wanted to call them the Supersonics because that's where they came from, but the Oklahoma City Thunder. But certainly out in the West, it's a little more wide open than the East. I think the East is going to definitely be Miami. The West, it could be OKC, it could be San Antonio, and it can also be my Lakers. But we'll just wait and see how that happens and what comes about. But once again, if you want to keep updated with the NBA and the playoffs that's currently going on, go to NBA.com. Hockey, National Hockey League playoffs are also going on as well. If you're a hockey fan, just keep up with your favorite playoff team or the playoffs. You may not have a team. You might be a Carolina Hurricane team. You could care less who wins, but you're still a hockey fan and want to keep up with what's currently going on in the hockey. In the NHL, you can go to NHL.com and keep up with your favorite hockey team or the team you're just jumping on a bandwagon for the playoffs. That's certainly fine as well, because if the Lakers don't go that far, or if they get beat in this series or the next series, I'm going to probably jump on a bandwagon of whoever's left out in the West. It may be OKC and San Antonio. Then again, I might flip the script and go East with the Miami Heat. Who knows? Have to wait and see. Now, the show today, I said that I want to add a little humor. Persons like myself who may have lost a mother or grandmother over the years and just feel a void on tomorrow, I want to add a little humor to your day. And for those who still have their parent, their grandparent, grandmother, or mother still around to celebrate and to show them, take them out to Sunday dinner, Sunday breakfast, or you may be joining them today with your early morning coffee with Babethomherman. Today, I'm going to do my top 5 TV moms. My top 5 TV moms. When I'm talking about TV moms, those mothers on the TV sitcoms, whether it's that or a show, especially keep in mind, example like Florida Evans on Good Times. Those type of mothers in those situations, Clara Huxtable, to name a few. We're going to keep it a little exciting, and hopefully I will add a little humor to your day. When I come back after this break, an announcement from our sponsor, then I will begin with number 5 and work my way on up to the number 1 TV mom in my eyes of all times. I'll be right back after this brief message, and please enjoy your early morning coffee with Babethomherman.
A natural skincare studio. Now your new neighborhood skincare studio. Professional, friendly, relaxing, personalized attention. Now offering facials, natural manicures, pedicures, and waxing. Come check us out at 711 Iredell Street, Suite 3A, Durham, North Carolina, 27707. Give us a call at 919-416-1490. Or check us out on our website at www.misseajbeauty.com.
And once again, that's a natural skincare studio located on 711 Iredell Street in Durham, North Carolina. So please call Eugenia Jones and set up your appointment. Now, before I took the break, I was telling y'all, for you all just tuning in, we were talking about my top 5 TV moms of all times. So I'm going to start from 5 on to lead up to number 1. My number 5 TV mom of all time goes to That's right, Florida Evans from Good Times. Florida Evans, hey, a lot of people critiqued the show, said, it didn't have any positive things to do in reference or portray of African Americans. But, it still was one of my favorite, and still is one of my favorite shows of all times. Florida Evans, Estelle Rowe, God bless you. May you rest in peace. This definitely is my number 5 mom of all times in my eyes. One of my favorite episodes is when JJ painted the picture of Black Jesus, which we found out was Ned the Wino, and he put the Black Jesus on the wall, and they started getting some good luck finally happening, and they started, especially James, started giving the credit to the Black Jesus on the wall, and Florida wasn't going to have any of that. Florida, in my opinion, even though it was a TV show, was not a very passive mother when it came to the scriptures, came to biblical principles. I know it was just a TV show, but she wasn't going to have any of that. She wanted a picture of her Jesus back on that wall, and just told her family basically she wasn't living by any superstitions. So that's one of my favorite episodes, and once again that goes to Florida Evans, Estelle Rose from Good Times. You ready for number 4? Ready or not, here I come. Drum roll. At number 4, the number 4 TV mom of all times goes to Caroline Ingalls, played by Karen Truss Grassel. Oh man, I consider her one of my favorite because I don't recall her getting mad too many times on the show. Folks, I know this is just a show, but she probably one of those moms I wouldn't mind having, even though no one could replace my mother. And you may be saying the same thing, but just look at her. Most of the time, I think the discipline came from Charles, but I mean, mom would always, reminds me a lot of my mother and grandmothers. They would always make me feel good in a rough day by cooking me a good old hot apple pie, cherry pie. And that's what Carolyn did a lot of time for her children on the show. We all know Laura Ingalls, the main character, Laura Ingalls Wilder, who wrote the book. And the show was Little House on the Prairie. Of course, the show that I'm talking in reference to, the book was based off of the book from Laura Ingalls Wilder. I love that show, and I still do. It's one of those shows like Good Times. Never gets old to me. Never gets old. But of course, Caroline is my number 4 mother, TV mom of all times. So congratulations to Karen Truss Grassel. Number 3. Let's go to the number 3 mom of all times. And as we progress on, I'm going to start talking a little more about the mothers, the shows, after we get to about number 2 into 1. My number 3 show, drum roll, please. My number 3 mom of all times goes to
This is it, this is it. This is life, the one you get. So go and have a ball. This is it, straight ahead and rest assured.
this was a tough one for me. It was going to either be between Linda Lavin, Alice, at the show Alice, or it was going to be Bonnie Franklin from One Day at a Time. I'm going to be a little one-sided on this one. I'm choosing Bonnie Franklin from One Day at a Time. Alice is going to get, Linda Lavin is going to get my honorable mention.